getting down with motorsports and all things Americana. This is powered by Done Right TV.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Celebrating the embodiment and enhancing entrepreneurship. This is Mind Your Business. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Kelly Jeffries.
All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We got, I just want to go over a couple things before we get started here. Tomorrow is the last episode of the Wide Open Wednesday podcast. And then, let's see, Thursday and Friday we have the Yankee at 300 Raceway. And then next week is Super Nats. So that's going to have me tied up. So there won't be a show next week. And like I said, tomorrow is the last show. We're going to take a couple weeks off from this podcast for Super Nats and stuff like that. And we got the Farley Thursday and Friday, and then Super Nats all week. So that's the only announcement I really had. What's going on, Brad?
Hey, I'm doing good. I survived the weekend with Friday night races, and Saturday Cordova, and Sunday the air show. And
that's awesome.
And I was just going to say, hopefully in the middle of September we can get Dan Crownhard.
Yeah,
working on him, getting him here. So that's going to be a fun show also.
Awesome, awesome. Good deal.
Yep.
So tonight we have my friend Sean Loader. We'll bring Sean on. What's going on, Sean?
Not much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
You're kind of the same thing. Like, I'm going into another fair season type thing, and you just came out of a fair, and now you got another season racing. You know, basically the weekly season is over.
Yeah.
So just kind of wanted to touch base with you and see how everything was going with you, and you know, ask you a few questions and see how you manage all that shit, man.
That's
because
a lot of fun.
Do you ever
a lot
sleep?
of stress.
Do you ever sleep?
Get a few hours a night.
yeah. So yeah, because I mean the racing season isn't over. We still have some races going on up at the track. The fair season is obviously over, but I still think there are some fairs going on in certain parts of the country.
Oh yeah, they still go through.
Yeah, they go
most of the
later
year.
on in the fall or whatever. But so I guess that's what's like behind the scenes, dude. Give me a little rundown of like what it's like, because you just sat here like told us like 6 or 7 different things you got coming up. I got 2. I got a show this weekend in Super Nats. But I mean, what's it like for you to be like behind the scenes? I mean, because you're managing a lot, man. It's not just like a podcast.
It's just not the fair. I mean, a lot of people think it's just the fair. I mean, the fair's the piece of cake thing. You know, it's everything else we do. But yeah, we start off the beginning of the year. Of course, we do a New Year's Eve bash, kick off the year. Mm-hmm. We do one of the biggest 2-day St. Patrick's Day bashes. We do a Halloween party with 97X, so that's coming up. Brand new this year, October 20th is our Pickle Bash. So that's brand new this year. We're going to try.
Talk about what's that? What's the
Pickle Bash is everything pickle. So we have a bunch of food vendors that's going to make nothing but pickle stuff. We're working with a couple breweries that are making some special pickle beer, pickle vodka, all kinds of just anything pickle you can
stuff.
think of. We've got pickleball. A pickle run. You can dress your animal up as a pickle. We have a little parade for dogs.
So where did this come from?
So Mike, that has a hot sauce stand,
Yeah.
came to Andy and says, "Hey, I got this idea. I want to do this pickle bash." They came to me, and I'm like, I don't know. You know, I had to think about it for a little bit, but I'm like, yeah, let's give it a try. Because they started doing these all over, and they just been a huge.
Oh, really?
Event. Yeah, Texas, I know, started a big one, and
Because of the pickleball craze,
pickle.
right?
Everybody loves pickle.
Wow. So there's another question there, I guess. I mean, that's pretty good, but I mean, everybody else is doing it. But what's the craziest thing somebody's came to you and asked you to like do at the fairgrounds? There's got to be some. Is there anything like that stands out? Like, I can't do that.
That's about the only thing I can think of.
Really,
Believe it or
you
not,
were like,
yeah. No, a lot of things are just concerts, stuff like that. You know, that we already do. But
So, how many weekends out of the year? I mean, you're like booked up, right? I mean, there you got something going on.
So the Pickle Bash, actually, I was working on it halfway to St. Patrick's Day. I was going to try to get Dropkick Murphys, but some things went down with that. That didn't happen. So yeah, we had to look for a date to actually have the Pickle Bash.
Wow.
Because we're just packed full. I mean, we do weddings and parties. You know, they take up. We have 5 buildings that we rent out all year round.
Right.
So I mean, they're booked up every weekend. So you got to squeeze in with, especially with the racing and all the other different grandstand events that we have.
And you got to staff all of them, right? I mean, like the weddings and stuff. You have wedding staffs. You have.
We do all that. Yeah.
Wow.
So I got a great team. I mean, I couldn't do this.
I agree,
without my
man.
team. You know. So
You guys, I mean, unbelievable. I've been working with you guys for at least the last 5 years, and your whole staff is, helpful.
They're
I mean,
great.
they are great, and that's half the battle, man. You know, it takes a village to do something like you do. But
I've got 16 board members that I have to listen to. So
Yeah.
and they're great too. I mean, they back me 100%, and you know that's what
that's
makes
hard
that
to
place
do
live.
too,
It
man.
is.
I hear some stories from other fair boards. We're not going to mention any names at all, but
A lot of fairs, yeah. That's one of their big struggles is your fair board. But you know, I've been lucky, and you know,
how long have you been running the fairgrounds, Sean?
9 years now.
9 years.
9 years. I've been there a total of 35 now.
Oh, really?
I started when I was 13. Yeah.
Holy smokes!
And my first job there was parking cars during races on Friday nights. And they were getting, 4,500 plus people there on a Friday night. back
Oh
then.
wow.
Good
That was
Lord.
89. Yeah, back in 89,
Yeah.
90. It's crazy.
Wow.
You know what I think is so awesome is I'm from Southwest Iowa, and so when I moved to Davenport, I'm checking everything out. But then I got to pay attention to the fair, and how many activities going on all year round was super impressive. Opened my eyes up huge, and to all the different activities, you're reaching out and touching somebody with different interests all the time. So I don't see how you can't have everybody in the Quad Cities come to the fair to see something that you offer.
Yeah.
The variety of stuff, I think, is phenomenal.
No, it's great, you know, and then just trying to change things year to year, keep things fresh during the fair. I mean, it's been a struggle the last couple of years. You know, everything's been down, but, you know, we're looking towards 2026 to have a big year, but, yeah, last couple of years.
And especially, and it probably, it's been weird. I mean, obviously since 2020.
Yeah.
Did you get the fair in 2020?
No. That was
So
COVID
that was
year,
COVID. So then 2021 was the first year back from whatever that was.
Yeah, we actually worked harder. I mean, especially Vicky and all them in the office. You know, we were dealing with Dr. Katz or whatever his name was. With, you know, he shut me down during the St. Patrick's Day. I mean, we were ready to open the door. We had all the food cooked,
remember that.
cooler stocked, and he says, "Nope, you're not going to happen." I'm like, "Are you kidding? You couldn't tell me that 10 hours ago." You know, so that was kind of tough. And then he's never been to the fair, so I'm like, you need to come to my fair, check it out, look around. And he came, checked it out, like, yes, I mean, all these barns are wide open, you know. So he says, put a 100-page plan together, safety plan, you know, and you can probably see if you can have the fair.
Yeah.
So, you know, my office staff worked harder that year to try to have a fair, and then what was it, a couple weeks before the fair that had a big outbreak, and they're like, nope. So, yeah, it was kind of a waste of time, but yeah,
Wow.
crazy.
So how long has the fairgrounds been around?
What are we celebrating? 105 now? 106?
105, 106 years. So how does that history show up in what you do today?
Well, we try to keep that. I mean, especially at the fairgrounds, like especially the nostalgia of the place. You know, the towers. That was one of my first when I took over. One of the first things I remodeled was the towers out front. You know, that was one of the original buildings built. Starlights, the grandstand, the double barn. Where the expo building is now, there's a building there, but it burnt down several years ago. But those are some of the original buildings that they just threw up in no time. So those are the things that we wanted to remodel, keep looking nice, keep the nostalgia there.
It's the face. I mean,
Yeah,
it's the
it's the
front
face of
door.
the fair.
Yeah, it's very attractive.
Fair, we try to keep, you know, we have a room that, you know, over 100 years of history of the fair that people can go in, look at through books and photos and all kinds of stuff that you can see actually what happened with the races that they had back in the day and the livestock shows. So especially livestock shows, we try to keep them going too, and
Right.
keep that up. So.
Well, it seems to me since I've been, and I've only been around the fairgrounds really 5-6 years since I started doing the broadcasting and stuff, but it seems like, and we just went through another one of them because it seems like there's always something going on. There's always, as far as you're trying to clean it up and upgrade it and make it better, and so you just went through that again this year with the stands. You got all new decking in the stands.
Yeah, the grandstand was over $1 million we put into it with the flooring and the seating.
How long has it been now for the VIP? It's 2 years now?
The VIP area that I had in front of the grandstand, that was brand new this year. But are you talking about the suites?
The suites. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's...
Or is that 3 years now?
It's 2.
2 years.
Say 2.
Okay.
And Sean Egan, I want to bring him up.
Absolutely.
He's done a lot of work up there. He did all the work on the grandstand. He built the suites.
Yep.
He also just donated the brand new
The
scoreboard
scoreboard.
and the big TV
Yep.
screen. So
Yep.
WRS Construction.
Which went up last weekend.
Yep, that looked awesome up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool.
So, thanks, Sean, for all his support. He's there every race almost.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's great to have good people behind you for sure, especially. But yeah,
with all the other projects we got going on, it's expensive. We're our own self, and we have no help. We get a little bit from the city for security. My security bill's $300 this year. I think it was $380,000.
wow.
That's for my gates, my security, everybody that runs the metal detectors. $380,000. And we don't get no help from the county or.
That's just for the fair.
Yeah, that's just for the fair.
Holy
So
shit, dude.
that's when everybody says, "Oh, you're making millions." I'm like, man, only if you knew behind the scenes. It's last year was a loss. This year is probably looking the same. Because the entertainment, especially in the entertainment, I get a lot of slack from the entertainment because
I know.
a lot of people don't know how expensive these acts are. And I'm putting together the last 6 years of entertainment that I've had, what I've paid for them, and how much they are now. Kid Rock, for instance. I paid almost $800,000 for him. He's 1.1 to 2 million right now to get just for Kid Rock.
And that's what did they play for an hour, maybe?
He played good that night.
They're normally
Yeah.
contracted 75 to 90 minutes, except for Limp Bizkit. I was his first fair that they've ever played. He had a clock right from 60 minutes is all he could play. So.
Jason Luce definitely looks a lot nicer since you took over, and I grew up with Sean. He's always been a great guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't believe. Obviously, I was there last year in the stands, and then this year when I got to the stands, and I know it was a little bit late finishing up some of it, down on the one end, but that was a lot of work, dude. I didn't see even in the middle of it. I've seen some of the pictures from Sean. But man, that's impressive though, man, because for you to be doing that stuff, there's a lot of places that wouldn't even have looked at that.
No.
Was it? I don't think it was that bad to begin with, but it's 100 times better. Not saying
yeah.
it, you know what I mean?
No, it was in rough shape, so it definitely needed
Yeah.
some.
Can you pull up a picture of the not the grandstands, but of the screen, the scoreboard and stuff for Sean, just to since we just either Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds or from the Davenport Speedway. I think everybody kind of shared it. I don't know if I did or not, so I'm an asshole for not sharing it. I took a bunch of video though, so I'm going to put together a badass. I'm not. My team is going to put together a nice video of it going up. So,
and then of course the black and white checkered fence. We put up.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things we want to do because I get some slack. Like I don't like racing. I want to get rid of racing, and I'm trying to do all these things.
That's
to keep
not
it because,
true.
Because when I first started, that was my first job, parking cars and working races. We want to definitely keep that there as long as possible.
So the fair, man, holy smokes. So, you got to start with some kind of a budget, right?
Yeah, so I got a budget I got to deal with, and then you have, if you spend over say $2 million in entertainment plus, your production alone that's your roof, your lights, sounds, all that stuff, stage
Gotta be
hands.
through the roof.
You're looking at another $500,000 on top of your entertainment cost, plus. So, yeah, I mean it's expensive. I mean, and it's just hard to find. You got A entertainment, you got B entertainment, you got C entertainment. And you got 6 nights to fill. We're not a state fair where you have state help or you have other help. We don't have that kind of help, so we have to do it on our own. So that's what makes it tough. That's why you got to sell tickets.
How many bands do you usually reach out to
I go
to end up with 6?
I go through 20 plus bands.
Yeah.
Like, and I get a lot of slack, but like rock bands is the worst to book. They take forever to confirm. So, I mean, you're just waiting, and then at the last minute. So now we have to put a time limit on it. Like, okay, they got the end of this week. Like the band I'm working on now, they have the end of next Friday to make their mind up.
Mm-hmm. And you got to move on
to the next one. Because, it just takes forever to.
So, since we were just talking about the scoreboard and stuff, and a little shout out to Sean at WRS Construction.
Right there, it looks nice.
So yeah, that's the new scoreboard that went up. It went up a month or so ago, a couple months ago, and the screen on top just went up this last weekend.
Yeah, this Friday. They
Yeah.
got it done just before the races started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, looking good, man.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, Sean's done a lot of work up there, and huge supporter of the fair, and that's what we keep doing. Just keep adding things to it. And Jeff Struck has done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I mean, hats off to that guy. I mean, it's another thing that people don't realize what it takes to be a race promoter. I mean, you can see East Moline. It takes a lot of money. I mean, and we do what we can. I mean, where we make our money to, I help Jeff out a lot, and we have concessions and beer, and that's the money that we make off that. That's what helps pay for electricity, water, cleanup, all the upkeep on the track. That we have to do. That's what that helps for.
Right. Yeah, dude, I hear you, man, because everybody thinks, even with the broadcasting, man, I'm like, you know what? Sometimes if I sell 40, I lost money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because not that, I carried like 6 internets with me because you never know, right? I mean, and all the equipment, and it's $25.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? But I can't.
I mean, everything's expensive. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's.
And you can't make everybody happy, unfortunately. But
I tried that my first year, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't possible. So it goes with, I have a lot of huge supporters. You got to have big shoulders in this game because you can't be sensitive. You can't be, because you have a lot of haters. That don't understand the game, and it is what it is. And I think what's best for the fairgrounds. I've been there a long time, so it's like mine.
Yeah.
So I run it like a business. If you don't, you're not going to be in business. Because it's so expensive to operate.
Now, you got other. I mean, it's not just one. It's not just one stage either for the fair. I mean, you got probably 4 different stages. You got bands on earlier, like during the afternoon and stuff.
So pretty much all day we have music. The craft beer tent's new. A couple years ago we started the pavilion, the oldies tent, the variety tent, and then of course after the concert, most of the people go back to the farmer's tent for a big band at night.
And that's all something that you have to all put together and
that's all
book
part
out.
of that's part of the expense. I spend over $250,000 just in grounds attractions. You have like the Tigers, the bike show, lumberjacks, all that stuff is.
Oh, I just thought all that came with the fair.
No, that's all.
That's an additional
I spend
cost.
$250,000 on all that
Yeah.
stuff.
See, a lot of people probably don't know that.
The new butter sculpture that we did this year, she did the butter cow at the state fair.
Yeah.
That's what that cost, like $20,000 this year for her to build it and put it all together. So
Wow.
all your livestock shows, we pay premiums on all the livestock shows. So that's all.
And what was the fun card this year? $100, $120.
It was actually the board lowered it a little bit. It was 95 to start
95.
off, and then went to 115. And then we had the WLR card, but that got you in the VIP area in front of the stage. It was brand new this year. We had bathrooms, your own bar. That was 150 for the week.
Nice.
What I'm trying to get worked out is, and we put a survey out there. A lot of people want the individual tickets, so I'm trying to work a deal out with
So
the board
like a daily type
to
thing.
get where if you just want to go to one night or 2 nights, you can just buy the single.
What are all these people gonna do begging for fun cards for Tuesday night?
And that's the problem though. When people do that,
I know.
we lose out. I mean, yeah, they might come and buy some beer and stuff like that, but we get a small percentage of that. We need to sell those tickets to pay for these high dollar acts.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, when the bands come, can they dictate quite a bit what they want? Like nobody in the front can have any kinds of containers like that.
So they do.
what-
Like a lot of them will come in and say, "Hey, how are you serving your beer?" 16-ounce
and do they?
cans.
I've heard some of them say you only serve this beer. They're picky about that too.
They can't. No, they don't.
They don't do that.
No, it's just how they want it served. So I started this year. Everybody in that VIP, all their drinks were poured in plastic cups, just because of last year with the T-Pain thing and why people throw their cans up or on stage. I'll never figure that out. But a lot of times they'll say they want everything done that way, and I said no, I won't do that because you'll lose revenue because everybody buys the big bags of beer and goes on their way. So they'll slow process stuff. But other than that, that's what my agent's for. Any picky stuff they want, like if it's food, alcohol, because I don't give them any alcohol, we'll go buy it for you, but you have to buy it. Bus stock. I mean, you open these doors on these buses, it looks like a Hy-Vee store on there. I was like, why do you need any more stuff? And first of all, you can't fit any more stuff in there. But so we cut out a lot of that, but that's all in the contract beforehand. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's even more than I was putting together in my head. That like what it took to. I mean, it's got to be close to what 4 million, 5 million for the whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's expensive. I mean, just to give you, I'm not gonna say, but it's a big fair. It's a state fair. They'll gross $30+ million. Wow. Okay. At the end of the fair, they net maybe, and it's a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But versus $30 million to $2 million is what they gross after expenses.
After they pay all
After
their.
expenses, yeah. So.
So that's obviously one of the biggest challenges now. I mean, it's obviously went up over the last 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
6 years, 10
But you
years.
want to make money. I mean, a lot of people, the fair has to make money
No, I get
to
it.
put back in. That's what we do. We put it back into the fair. I mean,
Yeah, for your
there's
improvements in the stands and
There's
all that
so much
stuff,
stuff to do there. I mean, I have a list a mile long of things before I retire that I want to get done. Roads and buildings, and we're trying to put all the power underground, add some newer buildings. So there's a lot of things to do, but you have to make money to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's no help out there from county or anything like that, So
That sucks. I didn't realize that either. So what's next? As far as what's next on the slate for improvements?
well, we're working on some roads. Some of the roads need to be done. Starlight's one of the first buildings, so that has a really cool wood floor in there.
Yeah.
So I'm working on getting that redone.
Redo
as well.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be expensive, I know, to have that all
Yeah.
refinished.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because you want to keep it as original as possible.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's a big room.
Yeah.
That's huge.
What is it? 10,000 square foot plus. I want to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How often do you rent the Starlight out?
Starlight gets rented out almost every weekend.
That's what I was thinking. It's a busy place.
Yeah, like the motorcycle, but like when we have big events like this week is the probably the largest antique motorcycle swap meet. They'll use Starlight for
Yeah,
the banquet and stuff
Awards
like
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Jason says you need a food pass next year because you eat up there.
So, well, we do offer, we don't promote it, but you can actually, if you go, you can buy an hour pass and you go in, get food. As long as you're out within that hour, you get your money back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that either.
Hey, Jason. He's a good friend of mine, and we work together side
Okay.
by side at work. So
Yep. Nope.
Yeah,
You can
awesome.
still do that,
That's-
but we also have Food Fest. You know, we have
I
this
know.
weekend we have Fair Food, but we'll have a Food Fest for the big what is it? The Corn State or whatever's coming up.
Corn
we'll
State
have some-
Nationals.
I think we're gonna have some food vendors up there as well.
So you get all this stuff lined up, and here's what it is, and then you kind of like give it to the board, and they try to figure out what they need to charge.
So that's
does-
what we do. So we do, yeah, with our board meetings. Like now, I'm trying to change ticket system, stuff like that. So I meet with the board. I give them my ideas, what I want, and then of course we put out the survey because we want the people's input as well, what they want. And then we go to the board meetings and then kind of hash it out and try to come up with a game plan that'll work the best.
Okay, yeah. And I think, kudos to you. You have proven yourself over the years. I think that's why the board supports you so well
Yeah.
and lets you run, because they trust you, and you've proven yourself over the years. So
Yeah.
big kudos to you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you do a great job, man.
Yeah, fantastic job.
And yeah, it's not easy running any business, and
No, I mean you get a lot of slack. Social media. I mean it's something you got to deal with. But I mean if anybody has a chance to do something like it, you definitely want to do it, and then you'll understand how it works. And,
absolutely. Let's see. How do you keep the old fair feel alive while adding new stuff like concerts and markets? By updating the old stuff and not replacing it.
Yeah, pretty much that. Music wise, you try to keep some older music there, but you got to keep it at times. What's hot out there.
Yeah. I just lost my train of thought. But anybody can buy a fun card, right? You don't have to get an email address or anything like that. So you're not building a.
No, we do. We get it if you buy it online or
You buy
whatever,
it
then we get
online,
your
you-
information.
Okay.
But we sell in Hy-Vee stores, Great Southern
Yeah,
Banks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can buy that ticket there. What is it? This was the second year on the e-ticks, so the digital end of it. It's got its pros and cons, I think, but it helps us with data. So
Yeah.
before
That's
with the fun
important,
card, we
man.
just kind of guesstimated what's in the grandstand, just threw a number out there, what we thought, and then at the end of the year we go, we sold this many fun cards. But now it's when you get scanned coming in the gate and you get scanned coming in the grandstand, so we can give you an exact number.
So this was the first year for the e-tickets?
Second.
The second year.
Second year.
Was it better than last year? Probably.
Not really. I mean, the gates. It's we have a lot of work to do because I don't have patience, and my patience, when I drive by a gate and there's a lot of people out trying to get in my fair, it drives me crazy.
I know.
So now we got to add more ticket parts, more metal detectors, stuff like that.
And people don't understand that either, man. And I'll say something about that because it's that's something that you have to have. You have to be able to check people in because I mean, just in the times that I've been there, and even for me, guys, it ain't any different for me. I had to call Sean because I'm like, you just because I work up there all the time or whatever doesn't mean these people at the guard gates. They have to verify that you're supposed to be there. I mean, they just have to do that.
I mean, they stopped Kelly and Vicky one
Yeah.
time jumping in
You
my
know?
office, and they're like,
And so-
we work right there.
So people get all upset about it, but I'm like, dude, that has to be managed. That you absolutely have to manage that. And I noticed too this year. I think was the first year because I was in a different spot last year, but you put a fence up,
yeah, double
around-
fence,
yeah.
around,
and that had to help.
It's slowed a lot. So prior me doing the double fence, and what triggered me to do it was, and thank God my cops were by there, is there was a guy outside the fence across from McDonald's, threw a backpack over the fence. Another kid come up, grabbed the backpack. They tackled him. Had a loaded 9mm.
He did.
Yeah. So right there, I'm like, yeah, we need to beef up. And we have a security committee too that we meet a few times during the year and try to just keep. Every year you're changing things and what works, what doesn't work, what do we need to do, and then like I said, it's $380,000 for the week just to do the security part up there.
Wow.
A cop asked a kid that was fighting, why are you fighting up here? And he goes, because you have metal detectors. That's his reason behind it.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's scary. I mean, that's why you have to be.
And how tall is that
Yes.
wooden fence back there?
Well, the fence all the way around 6 foot, and then I put about 6 feet out. I put a double fence, and then I have people that's stationed in between the fences.
Oh,
All
really?
the way around it. Yeah. Wow. They jump or they throw over liquor, whatever they want to get in the fair.
See, so people doesn't know all the problems that you have to go through.
Oh yeah. No, it's
Matt Fitzgerald, glad you get some time to explain all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no
I was
kidding,
looking
man.
forward to this meeting with you.
Jack
good.
Jack Merritt, half mile ever again. Well, that ran big races. You can take that one, or I'll take. I don't like the half mile for the weekly stuff, and even the dirt track stuff. Most half miles are. I mean, the drivers. I don't know, man.
my personal opinion with the half mile. You get the first 2 or 3 fast guys out there. It's just watching
It's-
a train.
yeah,
I mean,
it's a
but
train.
it's the speed. I understand that.
Totally get
Me
that.
as watching the race, I think it's boring. But I've heard that from the big drivers, they don't like the half mile because it's a lot harder on their.
It's harder on their equipment. Yeah, and it's not fun racing, man. And maybe it's because of the way the cars have. I mean, they're all basically running the same cars. They
Yeah.
have different builders and different shock, people that do different things to the shocks and stuff like that. But yeah, I
This-
agree with you, man. I would
Yeah, this
rather.
basically becomes follow the leader.
It is,
That's-
yeah.
and that's
It's
about
like
what it is,
NASCAR.
right?
But
I mean,
I've talked to Jeff though, and I said we should just one time for old sake, let's try a half mile race.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's out, but we are talking about it.
Well, it's brought up all the time, and I'm not trying to say it's. I personally just, I like the racing part of it, man.
Yeah.
I like them when they're on a smaller track and they're side by side or 3 wide, and you
3
don't
wide.
get
Oh,
that on a half mile track. You just sometimes maybe you do, but even like when you Knoxville and stuff like that. Sometimes them races they're just too spread out. It's like, okay, they're flying. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's out. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to bring it back at least one night.
410 sprints. There you go, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the sprint cars. Is that through you that they would come?
No,
if
that's
they're-
that's Jeff. That's the promoter. It's like I have nothing to do with
Okay.
that. That's
Alrighty.
Jeff's truck. Yeah, I'll leave that up to him and whatever he wants to do. I know the World Outlaw Sprints is very expensive to bring in. I mean, they're 60,000 on up.
Yeah, because we had the sprints there a couple years ago, and I was excited because I wasn't going to be a photographer. I was going to sit up in the stands because I love those cars,
Yeah.
and they ended up getting rained out.
Yeah. I think he had the Sprint Invaders this year though, the smaller.
Yeah,
we
the
did.
small
Yeah,
ones.
they're
Yeah.
fun. They're a lot
Yeah.
of fun. And then I think it was last year. It was last year, wasn't it? Because Larson and everybody was here. Was that the one that Izzo tried to promote?
Might
was
have
that 410s?
Might have
Because
been,
I think
yeah.
it did rain out. It was supposed to be a 2-day show, and then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So I think.
But that wasn't going to be on a half mile, was it? That was still
No, that
going to
would
be
have
on
been
the short track.
Would have been a
Yeah.
quarter mile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nick McCready, what's up, buddy? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get the half mile thing, but people are asking about it. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's better racing on the shorter stuff. No, if you guys want to do it, let's do it.
And that's something Jeff could do. He could do the quarter mile, and then maybe
Mm-hmm.
just throw in like, hey, one like feature in the half mile or something same night.
Yeah.
That could be if that could work too.
And it's in the track. I think the track, the short track, whatever you want to call it, the quarter. Is it a true quarter or is it 3/8? It's a quarter.
It's a
right?
quarter mile, but I know the backstretch was getting a little wider. So
Yeah,
I don't know the
yeah.
true measurement now. But
It's really taken shape, man. I mean, it seems like the banking and everything. I mean, it just seems to race nice.
yeah, and Jeff's doing the other Jeff. He's doing a good job too.
Yeah,
Moving dirt. He's working on the half mile now because the motorcycles are on the half
yeah,
mile. So
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
thought-
that's another hard thing, man. Everybody, because I see it at all the tracks. It's dusty, and it's muddy, and I'm like, man, if you only knew,
it's dirt.
it's yeah. And I'm like, going,
Right? I mean,
but there's so many things to play into it. You got because rain doesn't. It just rain like 10 minutes before affects it. But obviously, if it rained 3 days before and it rained a lot, and then wind is a big difference. Sun, and some tracks have sun on half the track, and so I'm like,
that is the hottest part of the fairgrounds is out there on that track.
yeah.
I mean, it dries up like that.
Yeah.
If it's wet. But.
I was just going to say Friday night I can watch the cars. I can tell how they're doing. And this last Friday night, they were sticking to the track and they were flying.
Yeah.
And I was asking him, I said, that Friday night was probably the best it's ever been. Jeff keeps getting better and better and better at gauging how to manage that.
Yeah, we just got to get more butts in the seats. You know, he gets a good pit and everything, but yeah, we just need to get back like the old days.
I think this is going to help, man. I think the screen and the scoreboard, because it just seems like everywhere you go, you know, if you go to the baseball game downtown, they got a big screen. You go, you know, it's just, because I think that we're all, me included, attached to a phone or a screen so much. Just having something to look at, but you know, maybe having some ads and stuff playing on it too. You know, it's just something to look at. But Eric Roberts have known Sean a long time. Always a great guy. Definitely puts his heart into fairgrounds and half mile special. I lost half of that. Nick McGrady, Sean treated me awesome when I was going to have a Hell Tour race there, but got rained out. And needs more banking. Maybe that would help the half mile. I don't know. But it always comes up. It always comes up about the half mile, and I don't think anybody's saying that. Just like you said, we're never going to do it. It's just like when you do it, and then you get that. Then everybody's like, "Well, the racing sucked," and I'm like, "Well,
it's. You know. I mean, it's tough. You know, it's dirt. I mean, it's unpredictable.
Yeah,
you know, but
no doubt about it.
They pour their heart, you know, and they do a great job, I think, and you know, we appreciate everybody that comes and supports it. That's for sure.
Let's see. Ever get pushback on changes? I'm sure.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. But, I mean, sometimes you have to. I mean, you know, Bob that I worked with before for 20 years, you know, just everything kind of got stagnant, you know, I think. But Bob did a fantastic job. And I think that's what kind of helped me. You know, I had all these changes that, you know, because I'm working behind the scenes. So I kind of see these things that need to be changed. And so that's what kind of helped me get the job. And, you know, and I have to stay busy all the time. So, I mean, I'm kind of doing both jobs. I'm out there with my maintenance guys and
Sure.
doing the office stuff. And
Yeah, absolutely. 1 mile and a half. 1 mile and a half. Or wait, how about at least one race half price?
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that either, because I don't know what the fix is on that, man, because it's not a Davenport Speedway problem. It's the sport.
yeah.
I mean, because there's just less people going. I see it every track I go, man. Everybody's trying, and I try to, and that's why I put out videos and stuff, trying to get people to come to the track to try to get the excitement going. I don't know what the answer is, man. I think, and I don't know how much it dropped off at 2020. I think probably a bit, maybe, you know. But yeah, it's.
But I think next year, we talked to Jeff. We're trying to do it for the season championship, but get some sponsors next year, and then maybe have a fan appreciation night where it's free to get in and do a beer special.
And I'm looking at sponsors too, because if I can get some sponsors to help with the broadcast part of it, that would leave more money for the track, for us, for everything else. So,
I mean, that's what helps me. I mean, I have so many great, and I'll call them sponsors. I call them partners. You know, they're partners of us. You know, that give their hard-earned money, that support our fair. I mean, that's what really helps us out on a lot of these events. And
yeah.
You know, so
It's the cost 100% from Jason. I don't disagree with you on that. Yeah, I don't know what the fix is, but I think it's something that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of tracks closing up too, and that's another thing that's great about this around here. There's a lot of tracks, but that kind of hurts.
yeah.
You know, I mean, because if we didn't have, you know, 2 other tracks racing on Friday night within, 50, 75 miles, I don't know. A lot of them guys ain't going to travel to that. But a lot of the drivers would. You know, a lot of the cars would come if there wasn't another track or something. But, you know, and that's expensive too, man. I mean, you know,
Oh yeah, they go. I mean, they want the best pay out there. You know,
Yeah.
the promoter can only pay out so much if
Well,
he's
exactly.
not making the seats, and he's taking a loss. You know,
and 20 years ago, a stock car was probably 15 or 20 grand. Now they're probably pushing 50 or 60 grand. You know, tires are $200 a piece now. You know, I mean, everything is just, it's crazy, man.
Is it I'm just thinking here, is it a challenge because it's Friday night and we got to start later and we got our curfew at 11 that we're always trying to jam so much in that short amount of time? If we could start earlier and get more cars there or more classes or...
well, I think the main issue is people work. I mean, a lot of them are working, right?
Right, I know,
So they
I
have
know.
to wait to get off work, and
Yeah.
unless they just all take off Fridays, you know.
You know, as I'm saying is
Sunday.
Friday is a kind of a handicap for
Yeah.
Davenport because it's a Friday and people work till 5. And then we got our curfew to meet,
Yeah, that's the only bad thing. You know, we
Yeah.
have a curfew that we have to
adhere to.
deal with because everybody that moved around the fairgrounds, that the fairgrounds has been there forever. And
They don't like the noise.
complain.
Chris, hi from IMCA Doomscroll. What is up, Chris? The problem is you can watch Lucas and Woo on TV, not the same, but just saying. I mean, that's valid, Jack. I mean, and that's not going to probably go away. I mean, I don't agree with the cost being the issue, as Sean's done a great job keeping the cost down. Go to a lame movie once and see what that costs a family. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, anything you go to is expensive. I mean,
Bring the
nowadays-
semis to race. There you go, Nick. What? Yeah, let's do that. I mean, that's something that's brought up too. I mean, I'm the streaming guy, right? So I'm the asshole on the other side. Nobody's coming because they're watching at home. But I can tell you that since we're, I know everyone that buys my race. Now I don't know if they're watching from where their email address is, but I know where they're, but I mean, I'm telling you, 80% of them are not from the, probably 50-mile radius of whether it's Maquoketa to Davenport. So you do get a lot of people out of town because a lot of these drivers travel. A lot of them aren't really from Davenport. I mean, and I think Andy's, there's a couple drivers that families live in Wisconsin or Michigan. So that helps. The Lucas Oil thing, yeah, I don't know. But I'm telling you, I'm not making that much money. So, and I don't know. It's just hard, man. Like I said, if I get some sponsors, that's what I'd like to do next year. If I get some sponsors for next year, and if I could get enough to say, okay, here's some track money, that's out of the way. And if we could do like if I had the same tracks at Davenport, Maquoketa, and Dubuque next year, if we could do like $49.99 a month, and as long as I had enough sponsors to come out and pay, like what we're paying the tracks now, and that, but I don't know. I mean, because it's not easy to get sponsors either.
It's tough too. Yeah,
You know?
especially with the economy the way it is. I mean, it's
Yeah, and hopefully that starts getting better, but I don't know. And it's you guys have tried all the same. I mean, because we've tried doing like a 10-track pass or something like a track pass where you get discounts on stuff. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, man, but I can promise you there's a whole lot of people thinking about it and looking at it. But I think some of it over the last few years has been a lot of these promoters don't really communicate, or they maybe, but I don't know, man. That's not my spot. I personally think that if there's 3 tracks running within 60 miles, if we could have, and I've said this for a few years, if you could have one special at each track, like let's say Davenport has a $1,000 to win stock car race, and then so the next track, maybe it's CJ, doesn't run stock cars. Maybe they'll do a modified $1,000 to win. So all the stock cars will come here, all the following will come here, modifieds go here, but then you're kind of missing out on the weekly stuff. So there's a lot more that goes into it. It's not as easy, and that's why we talk about it, man, because it's not something that Sean or me or Jeff can do. It's not if it was a quick fix, we'd have already done it.
oh yeah, no, because we met on it and just trying to figure out what the best thing to do, but. Yeah.
But hey, we're still all alive, and that's a plus. And you know, you're making improvements with the track. The sign, I think, is going to help. I mean, everything helps. It's just a matter of figuring out what the next
Yeah, and
what the next
I
move
agree
is.
with you. I think you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right path. And that sign up here, I think that's a plus. And I think a lot of these little things adding up, hopefully we can get more people in the seats. And I'm 100% agreeance, not just because we're friends, but what you're doing is the right thing, is advertising on radio, on TV, why you should come to the racetrack. You know, put people in the seats. And then, of course, you have this product that you sell for the people that are living in Wisconsin that want to see their son race but can't make it there. They have that avenue there to watch, and I think that's a good service to have. And if the track doesn't want that, I think they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
That's what I would call that. And so to me, that's free money that they're leaving on the table. And I think we're all heading in the right direction.
That's what IMCA did the last year of the Deary Series. What's that, Nick? Is that like have a one class special at each track or something? But okay, let's move on, man. We don't want to waste the whole time on not waste, but I got a lot of list here, and you didn't even know this, dude. There's a NASCAR history at Davenport Speedway, and I found that out just by doing a little research. 1953.
1953.
So when did the track go? And now this, you might know this, was that track used to be a lot bigger, didn't it? The outside, was that longer? I heard it used to go like almost back to the, like it was maybe that's what it was like in
Well,
NASCAR.
because I grew up on Duke and Court, so right next to the fairgrounds.
Okay.
So there was a horse, because it was like a horse track back in the day. So, yeah, it used to go.
Like all the way.
I think it was like I wouldn't say a mile, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But a big track, because I don't
'cause
remember
I think
who
it
told me
went
that. I don't know if it was
clear
Shane or-
around, and then where the houses are
Yeah,
back there
it was
now,
like-
it went clear back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to race horses and all that fun stuff.
Wow. That's
But actually
crazy.
Saturday, so Duke and Jeff's putting on the an old timers race. Got the old cars that used
Yeah,
to race there
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah.
So definitely want to check that out Saturday.
Yeah, and Nick McCready said he heard it was a mile long. Dante Kelly, keep up the great work, Sean Loader. Yep, good stuff, man. Let's see, where am I at? When the fair is in full swing, what's the hardest part to pull off?
Making everyone happy, right? Yeah, not trying to ruffle a lot of feathers, you know.
And you mentioned it earlier, man, because you don't want people standing at the gate. You want people to be able to get in
Yeah,
clean.
that's one of my things.
You want, and I know how you are too, because and nobody likes to stand in line, but just sometimes there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
especially when everybody's coming at the same time. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard, but you know we'll get it figured out. Those are a couple of the things that I'm working on for next year, but definitely if we change the ticketing system,
Yeah.
with the single tickets, and yeah, definitely need quicker there. You know, we try to change concessionaires part of it. You know, we try to get new food in there every year.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard too. You know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody knows the fair food.
Yeah.
It's the fair food.
And that was some of the thing, you know, was it last year? I try to forget it, but when I was
I know where you're going.
right? you remember when I was the most hated person in the Quad Cities, right?
Yeah.
On my birthday too.
I know.
You know, we're not going to bring up any concessionaires, but you know, the fair was always on an honoring system. Right?
Yeah.
You know how the honoring system works. It
Yeah.
doesn't work, whatever. So, and a lot of things were changed. You know, like everyone's up. This person, you know, they're way down, and then you know, Vicky does an awesome job, and she's like, hey, you know, when concessionaires make money, we make money. So, and it's a partnership. You know,
Absolutely.
it's a partnership.
Absolutely.
And you guys bring the food in, we bring the entertainment, we work together. You're our partner, right? So you pay a percentage. You go to any fair, any event, the concessionaires pay a percentage. We kind of stay where State Fair is. We might be a little cheaper than State Fair, but these concessionaires were down. So he's like, hey, can we move you or put you in another spot? We want you to do good.
Right.
That's what it's about. Oh, no. Well, then they roll in, and we messed up on the bookwork. Here's some money. You know, that happened a few times. So a lot of fairs are going to an audit system. Your Iowa State Fair, your state fairs, they already deal with, you're actually dealing with an IRS person because it's state. If you notice, they kicked out a few people a few years ago, not paying your taxes is what they call it. You know, we have to hire an audit person. We pay them good money. They come in. You know, everyone has to go through a Clover system. Everybody has to kick out a receipt. You have to do all the stuff. Some vendors were not doing it. It was an everyday thing. So we had to change some things around, moving some people here, moving them here, stuff like that. You know, so it got a little messy. You know, so they come, hey, these people, I want them back. You know, they're doing this. I'm like, no, let's do this. So I contact the people and I said, hey, here's what's going on. Not very happy about it, but. It's just the way it is. It's business, you know. So, but we're not kicking you out. We'll move you in a different spot. Okay. A vendor that I was going to move to replace a vendor, they were doing 30 to 40% business, more business than.
Yeah, it's not like you just
what-
pulled
what
the name
they're
out of a
doing
hat. You
on-
had a
on
you
the
had
main
a,
drag. Yeah.
you had a plan.
So I had a plan, not kicking them out or whatever.
You had actual
I'm going to move
data.
you here. I'm going to move them somewhere else, not in their spot, just up there.
You sure?
Move you here. That's the name of the game. They're doing more. I'm putting you in a spot that they're doing more business. I thought that's what it's about, right? Sometimes it's where you're at that makes
and
a
that didn't
difference.
work out so well.
I contact these people in January. Right? Here's the situation. Not happy about it. I explain it to them. Here's what happened. There's proof. Blah blah blah. What do I do here? These people come in May, because that's when a lot of them come in. They sign the contracts.
Yep.
They pay their deposit. Everything's all good. Of course, everything hit. I think it was my birthday. It was July, whatever. That this is what's going on and blah blah blah. So I was the most hated person in the Quad Cities, and I'm cool with it. I mean, it is what it is. I rather have you know the truth and hate me than not know the truth and think I'm the worst guy in the world. But this is exactly what happened. And like I said, you're our partner, and I think anybody in this world wants a partner that's not being fair with them or whatever. If you're a business partner or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
if you're stealing money or doing this, you don't want them as a partner. You're going to change some things,
Absolutely,
right?
you
So
have to.
that's what's going. That's what was going on, and it just I don't know.
And they ought to be happy about that.
And we didn't
too.
know that any of them wasn't coming. You know, we had to find that out on social media that some vendors was not coming that way. And I thought, but I have proof of signed contracts that
Yeah, that,
back in May. So you already knew what was going on, but you were just, you know, they said they're just being notified that, you know, at the end of July that they're being replaced by an out-of-town food vendor or whatever it was. It's like, no.
that's not
not
what
how it
happened.
went down,
that's
but-
not what happened.
You know, so those are the things that we have to work with too. But you know, we try to stay as fair as we can, and like I said, it's a business. Everything's a business. And
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So that kind of, it's different, but a little bit the same. With the fair in full swing, the hardest part to pull off, and that's what we just kind of went over. But how about, is there, do you have any like all hands on deck stories, like where somebody, or something like, oh shit, everybody to the front gate now? You know,
well,
type of
I
thing?
mean, on situations like that, it's where your weather plays a part.
Yeah.
You know, like this year, I mean, that Monday, because I was already camping up there, and my camper was like, and all I'm thinking is, this place is going to look like
I know.
a war zone. But we were fine. We lost a couple small tents. It was fine. But, yeah, not really. I mean,
And
the
last
whole
year it
time
got
was theirs.
water too, didn't it? Right before the fair?
Yeah. But the last 4 or 5 days, it was beautiful this
Yeah.
year.
And
It's
you got
just
a
we didn't
great
have the people
staff
out.
too, man. I'm going to go there again because you do have a great staff. And how about, okay, ever had a funny or unexpected moment happen that the crowd never knew about, and how did you handle it? That is something happened and the crowd never found out about it, but you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad they didn't find out about that.
I don't think so.
Something like on stage.
Not yet. That's coming.
Yeah, that's
We just
coming.
created it.
But you know, the entertainment end of it, you know, was another thing with Jimmy Allen. You remember Jimmy Allen
Yeah.
they had, right? So he missed his flight.
I remember.
So His wife's there, his band, they're all sound checked, ready to go. His manager, tour manager, is back there, young kid, early 20s. And my backstage guy, Johnny, that he's through my agent, he makes sure the band gets what they want, he makes sure everything goes smooth, stage hands, all that stuff. And this guy knew before noon that Jimmy Allen wasn't going to make it. He was trying to find an alternative, right? If he would have contacted Johnny, and Johnny would have came to me like, hey, this guy's stuck. I would have called up some friends, they have jets. I'm like, hey, I need a favor.
Right.
And they would have had him here. But you're at 4:30, 5 o'clock, he finally comes to us and says, hey, Jimmy Allen's stuck.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm trying to scramble, and then oh my God, no, our jets are already done. They're if you would have told me at noon, we could have had him here. So I'm like, oh man. So I'm trying to scramble. So I'm wasting time before I tell the public, hey, he's not going to make it. So now, last minute, I have to go out. Hey, unfortunately, so I'm the bad guy, right? It's my fault that
always
he was
falls that
stuck
way,
somewhere.
doesn't it?
Yeah. So next year, I talked to my board and, hey, let's do a Monday night. I can get him cheaper since he screwed us over. Let's do a Monday night show with him. So I had it all planned out. He was even opening up for Carrie Underwood over at the tax layer at the time. So I got a meet and greet with him. Told him how much he pissed me off. Don't let it happen again. And his stage manager, his manager was still there. I would have fired his ass, because even at that night I'm backstage and I'm talking to Johnny, and his stage manager comes up and he says, hey man, what's going on? And I'm real sorry. Is there anything we could do? I said, you could probably get on that bus and get the hell out of here. So I'm gonna kill you. Right?
Oh my God.
But that was one of the things, you always have
Yeah.
hiccups like that, but we worked through it.
That's a major hiccup.
Yeah. Well, my first year taking over, Leonard Skinner, one of the band members, day before they were here, had some health issues, so they canceled.
Oh boy.
So that's when I got Vince Neil. That year. He actually did a good job then, but
See, and that kind of shit nobody sees, because you're counting on somebody else.
well, and that's what's great of having an agent is because they see it before I hear it.
Yeah,
They
right.
hear it before I do, so they already have options for me because they go
Right.
out there. I had a country guy and I had Vince Neil. I'm like, well, it was a rock night, so my only option is Vince Neil, right? So that's what helps have an agent because they take a lot of that stress away on that part of it.
So maybe you get 1 or 2 hours of sleep a night then that week.
Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work, man. That's for sure.
And then, so the same year, so my first year was John Mellencamp. Remember his concert? So forget the lady that was going to open up. She was supposed to play for a half hour. She played for 20 minutes. His set change was going to be 15 to 20 minutes. He was another 45 minutes to go on. Then he goes on and he plays all his new crap. No one wants to listen to it. So I have people walking out, pissed off.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, what a mess my first year. But, yeah. Those are the fun things you
that's
get to go
crazy,
through, right?
So what was your best moment of all the years you've been there? What was your happiest achievement or the happiest thing that happened?
I survived. That was one of the good things, right? No.
Oh, there had to be something that all came together.
I think the good thing is just, I think everybody has a blast there. That's my main thing, and I love seeing families come and have a great time. The smiles on the kids' face where they can have fun, and those are the best moments of having the fair. But I don't know.
Well, it's got to feel good
stressful, but-
with all the stuff like you just talked about, but it's got to feel good standing up on stage and seeing a full crowd and seeing everybody. That moment when everybody's like, "Yeah, this is badass,"
And not 15,000 boo me when I'm up
Right,
there. So that's
exactly,
good. That's a good feeling
Yeah,
too,
right.
That it goes through my head like, man, if I walk out here and everybody boos me, I'm like, this is not going to go good.
So what does the grandstands hold?
We can hold. So the grandstand's 5,500 seating.
Okay.
Then you have everything down front, and the stage I can go another 15,000, 20 standing. So, but the entertainer end of it's 20,000 max.
And have you maxed out any times?
We sold Nickelback was
Right
I
up
would
there?
say close. Back in '97, we had Alabama 2 nights in a row, and they had to close the grandstand down each night because it was packed full.
Yeah. Well, what Kid Rock do? Do you remember?
Kid Rock, I sold 24,000 cards that year.
'Cause I was right front and center on him. I love that.
Yeah. But he's 1.1 to 2 million
Yeah,
now, so
yeah.
it's crazy.
Priced himself out of the market, really.
Even Def Leppard has, I don't think they've had a new song since the 80s, right? They're 1 million now to get. So it's just,
man.
it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy what these guys are getting. You know, it's kind of hurting us fairs a little bit.
And I suppose you got to pay them 50% up front too, or
I do not. I pay I think it happened back in the day. Bob threatened not to pay one of the bands because I don't know what they did, but he threatened, like, I'm not going to pay you. And then the agent's like, Bob, you have to pay him. Right after that, we cut them a check before the fair, and then they paid, and they give the entertainer the check.
okay.
So, yeah, because you just never know. If it rains, if we got a rain out, I pay them 100%. If it's something on their end, then I don't have to pay them.
Right.
But if it's weather related, or
You still have
you
to
get
pay.
these yo-yos that throw shit on the stage and they walk off, like T-Pain was going to walk off,
You still have to pay them.
you still have to pay them.
And they don't have insurance for retards.
No, I mean, you can, you can get insurance, weather insurance. I don't think they'll insure somebody throwing something
Right,
on the
that's
stage
what I'm
and
saying.
entertainer
Yeah.
walking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that can't be cheap either, man. I mean, because then we run into that with tracks too, with the rain stuff. You know, I mean, don't know how. You know, I mean, is it worth paying the insurance for or what? Who knows?
You could get rain. I mean, you get rain insurance, but there's loopholes in it too. It's got to be a certain amount of, you get your rain gauge out there. It has to be a certain amount. Or it's got to be with this time. I mean, I got a good friend that's in weather insurance, and there's a lot of loophole. I mean, there's a lot of things that you're like, what the hell? Do you even pay on anything?
Right,
You
right.
know? So, yeah.
See, Tony Vendrusky, thanks for all that you do, Sean. The racing in Davenport Speedway. You grill them hot dogs, Jake Lund. No one likes boiled wieners. Well, there you go. And Tony Vendrusky gives you some thumbs up with that. I think we're at an hour. I think some of these
Shoot,
other
that's
ones
gone
are.
by quick. Yeah,
What's that?
That's gone by quick.
Yeah. We talked about the weather stuff. Let's see. How has tech and online tickets? So we talked about that. Looking ahead, what new events or upgrades are you most excited about? I think we talked about that. Anything more?
Doing
to
the
add to
pickle, the Pickle Bash, September 20th. Free event.
that? Yeah. So
Get
that's
plenty of
nice.
pickle foods.
You can't
anything
complain
pickle.
about the price. It's free.
Free. Not the food. I mean, because the
Right.
vendors have to make money too. But, of course, we make money on the bar, so that's
Yeah.
why and then we get sponsored. That's what's nice about sponsors helping us out, that we can keep a lot of these, like St. Patrick's Day Bash, New Year's Eve. I didn't get the big entertainer, because I got a couple bigger entertainers that were 25, 30 grand to get for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I kind of taken that down so we can kind of keep that event free as well.
Awesome. Let's see. Social media. We talked about all this stuff. About has it made life easier or harder? Probably both. Because when it's good shit, it's good shit. When it's bad shit, it's bad
Yeah,
shit.
social media is good when you want to advertise something, and
Until somebody
good
wants to
things,
blow
but
you up
it's
for
like-
something. It can be just as.
I wake up in the morning. I might not have a smile on my face because everybody's like, "You need to smile." I'm like, "Well, I'm not born with a smile on my face, but I'm still happy."
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of crap all day long, so it's kind of like puts me out of the happy mood sometimes.
No, it gets old,
I'm,
man.
I'm
'cause-
happy. I'm happy that I appreciate everybody that comes and supports us on everything we do. But yeah, social media can be good. It can be evil.
Yeah,
I think it's easy for people to,
it is, and they know nothing about what you do, and that's
like I said, back with the concession thing that happened, with all the crap that I had on there from the Keyboard Warriors. One, never probably supported that vendor, probably never set foot in the fair, but still they got on there
and you were taking real data that you had, trying to make it a better experience, and you got shit on for it, basically, because
no one knew the truth.
right.
No,
That's
no one knew the truth. They took the truth of
what they
the
heard
vendor that was there,
was mad.
that was
or whatever.
upset. you know, and I'm in the same boat. You know, I understand when you're in areas forever, but things change. But these are the new rules. These are the things that you have to follow. And when you're not following them, you know, things have to change. Not for the good, but if someone was in my shoes or whatever, they would do the same thing. They wouldn't let someone else.
Well, you got to make the easy decisions, and plus you have to make some of the hard decisions too. And
I was keeping the vendors there. I mean,
Right.
I was told not, and I, you know, I made it where I was going to put these vendors in a different spot to give them one more chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it was closer to Locust Street. So
Yeah.
if you did it again, you're
Right
right
out
on
the
Locust Street. But I gave them that, and no one knows that. So you know, I gave them that shot. Everybody, I'm a pretty nice guy. I really am. You know, I'm easygoing sometimes, but you know, you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you good back. You know,
Absolutely.
but that's like I said, it's business. I was trying to do a good thing, but you know what? It blew up in my face, made me look like the bad guy. But like I preach, I tell everybody that I mean, it still comes up, and I tell people, I said, I have no reason to lie about it. I don't lie because it's going to bite me in the ass later.
Right.
So I tell the truth on it, and you believe it or not, it's the truth.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
I lie about my weight, but
Yeah, we
other
all do
stuff
that,
like-
man.
yeah. Other than that, you know, stuff with the fair like that, you know.
Yeah. So after all your experience, what's the biggest lesson you've learned that any business owner could use? I guess just tell the truth. You just said it. I mean, just be real, man.
I mean, you have to. I mean,
I
know
agree.
sometimes there's fibbing out there, but I mean, you have to. I mean, in the business, because it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna
It
circle
circles
around.
right back around. Absolutely. How has this job changed how you see business or community?
I don't know, it's a lot. It's no.
We kind of went over all that though, really, man. Because I mean, it is a business. You're in business to make money. You're trying
I mean,
to be
you
fair.
have to. That's anyone that's in business. If you're in business, unless
It's not a
you
hobby. Yeah,
have more money, you know what to do with. You know, Carrie, you need a good tax write-off. I can understand.
you
that.
have to make money.
To put money back into a place, you have to make money. And
Yep. Sean needs a race car.
Yeah.
Good stress reliever. There you go. Look at Tony's.
that'll hurt my
screen.
pocketbook.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I got, man. I mean, I really appreciate you coming
Yeah,
in,
thanks for
Sean.
having me, guys. And yeah, anytime. And
And what do you think, Brad? You got anything? Anything?
We covered a lot of ground, and I'm just
Yeah,
learning all
good.
this stuff, and which doesn't surprise me in a way because everybody knows that you're a good, honest person, and you do what's best for the community, and it shows. That's why I think you do so well. You know, you have a lot of obstacles and challenges, but you always try to do the best you can with them. I think that's obvious.
yeah,
Well, it's easy. It's
it's-
easy to look at the fairgrounds and see a nice shiny because I mean you got one of the nicest establishments.
I hear that a
I've
lot.
been at in
My
the
wife
country,
says
man. I
that's
mean,
the nicest fairgrounds she's
I'm
ever
not-
been to.
I'm not even talking around here. I mean, I've been to the state fair several times
Yeah.
too, and I think your place is just as nice as the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as, I don't know. I mean, and they lost their track, so you guys are way better than the state
Mm-hmm.
fair.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think you do a great job, man, and you've always been great help to me, and
I
all
try
that
to work
stuff,
with
so-
everyone I can. You know, some
Yeah.
people don't like no, you know, but I mean, like I said, I do what I think is right for the fairgrounds, and sometimes it's a no.
Yeah.
I always think
Sometimes
you
I-
are easy
I
to
work
talk
on it.
to. You make yourself accessible. Somebody gave me your phone number.
Oh,
You answered on the
100%.
first ring, and you didn't know
100%.
who I was, and we talked, and
Yeah, no, I try to be.
I was, eager to help you out any way I can.
Put him in a Crown
appreciate
Vic. Diane Schreiner's selling a car. That's funny. All right. Well, you got anything else, anything in closing, Sean? I appreciate
No,
you
I
coming
think that's
in, buddy.
it. Just no, I appreciate everybody and all your support. Definitely come and support Jeff at the track the rest of this year. Of course, we should have a good season next year. Doing some more work out there, but
And hopefully it won't
Come
get
check
rain.
out all
We got a
our
lot of
events.
rain and stuff too that kind of hindered stuff a little bit this year, but car counts were good. I think everything.
I think the season championship. He had good. What do you have? 115 or something.
I know it's been over 105 almost every Friday, and some a little higher. Yep. So, Yeah, I think he's doing good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yeah.
And Sean, again, thanks a lot for
Yeah,
coming.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
And we will be chatting again soon. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Like I said, we won't be on tomorrow. We got a wide open Wednesday. We've got some good guests coming on. And that's at 6:00 tomorrow. And then the Yankee Friday and Saturday nights. That's the only race they're having this year. So if you haven't been to Farley in a while, get there 2 nights. That's a Dark Side Promotions gig, and then we all know what's going on next week, Super Nats. So thanks for all.